Good afternoon, everyone. Guten Tag. We will be starting in another 1 minute. Okay, so let's start. I hope my voice is audible. Yeah. Please give a thumbs up if my voice is audible. Okay, thank you. Two participants have said. Cool then. Okay, one important thing I want you for you all to discuss is on 15th April we will not be able to take the class as our German clients are visiting. So 15th April will be off. Another thing, uh, I hope you all have received one mail through our Lingo Guru ID regarding if you have any sort of doubts, if you have collected or any particular topic was not clear in our past four sessions. So on Sunday, we are live on our YouTube channel Lingo Guru. So there, Manoj sir will be taking your doubt session. So please, if you have any sort of doubt, please do mail us all your queries, all your doubts. We are going to solve them on Sunday at 12 o'clock, 12 p.m. So let's start with our today's topic is hobbies and countings from 21 to 100. So first we are going to start with counting. So I hope uh, on on day 2 we have done countings. I have shared this part Excel of day 2. So let's quickly revise first counting from 0 to 20 and then we'll start from 21. So 0 is null, 1 is eins, 2 is zwei, zwei, 4 is vier, 5 is fünf, 6 is sechs, 7 is sieben, 8 is acht, 9 is neun, 10 is zehn, 11 is elf, 12 is zwölf, 13 is dreizehn, 14 vierzehn, 15 fünfzehn, 16 sechzehn, 17 siebzehn, 18 achtzehn, 19 neunzehn, and 20 is zwanzig. So I told you that you just need to learn countings from 0 to 12. आपको बस 0 से 12 तक countings learn करनी है. उसके बाद आपको एक rule पता होना चाहिए. अगर if the number is 13, just break it. It is 10 plus 3, take 3 first dry and then 10 as sane. So this is the rule we are going to follow after 13. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, it will go like this only. Now you know that 20 is zwanzig. So our today's counting is from 21 to 100. 21 to 100. So I will not be writing like every number. So I will just write from 21 to 30 and then 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then 100. So because the rule is same and like when I give the Excel sheet, then I can, before sharing, then I will write like every number from 21 to 100. Okay, so we don't have enough time, so we only have 40 minutes, so we have to complete our task. Okay, so starting with 21. So 20 was Swansish. I'm writing first 20 here. So 20 is Swansish. Z-I-G. Swansish. Now our 21. So it will break like 20 plus 1. So 1 comes first and then 20. So 1 we have learned is eins. So here we are just using ein, then und, and then Swansish. Ein und Swansish. Ein und Swansish. Next is 22. So it will be 20 plus 2. So 2 will come first. So 2 is zwei und Swansish. Zwei und Swansish. That is 22. Then is our 23. So for 23, we have 20 plus 3. 3 comes first. 3 is drei und zwanzig. Drei und zwanzig. Next is our 24. So 24 is 20 plus 4. 4 comes first. Vier und zwanzig. Vier und zwanzig. So this is only one word. We cannot write like this. Vier space und space zwanzig. This is not the way to write. If you write like this, marks will be deducted. If you plan to give your exams in future, so marks will get deducted. So this is not the way to write. Vier und zwanzig. This is one word. Coming to the next part, 25. So 25 is fünf und zwanzig. Fünf und zwanzig. Z-I-G. Fünf und zwanzig. Next is 26 as sechs. So here we have to write the full six. Sechs. So in 16 it was sechzehn, but now we are writing it as sechs und zwanzig. Sechs und zwanzig. Next is our 27. It is sieben und zwanzig. Sieben und zwanzig. Next is our 28. So it will be acht und zwanzig. Acht und zwanzig. Next is our number 29. So 29 is neun und zwanzig. Neun und zwanzig. And 30 is our 30. So here we are not using Z, we are using S set 30. When I talk about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, so only in 30 we have S set and sane is different. So for 20, 20, we have ZIG in the end. For 30, we have S set IG end. Then 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and last is our 100, that is 100. So that will be end with ZIG. So now this was from 20 to 30. So let's revise first. So 20 is Swansish. Swansish. So Z has the sound of S. So Swansish. Next is Ein und Zwanzig. Next zwei und zwanzig. Drei und zwanzig. Vier und zwanzig. Fünf und zwanzig. 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. Next is our 31. So I will be just writing 31 and then I will be saying like every number orally. So 31 will be now 30 plus 1. So 1 comes first. So it is ein und and then 30. Ein und 30. Very easy. So next is our 32. So it will be zwei und 30. 33 will be drei und 30. So I should write here first. Okay. Next is 34 as 34. 35 is 6 und, sorry, 35. 35. 36 is 36. 36. Next is 37 as 37. 38 is 38. 39 is 39. And last is our 40. So for 40 we have the word as 40. 40. We know what is 4. 4 is fear. And this 0, when we say this in like 40, when it becomes 40, it has the ending of zig. So 40. Now coming to 41. So 41 will be ein und 40. So I'm just writing here 41. Ein und 40. Ein und 40. Next is our 42 as 42. 43 as 43. 44 as 44. 45 as 45. 46 as 46. 47 as 47. 48 as 48. 49 as 49. And last is 50 as 50. So we have umlauts here. 50. Zig. Zig. So 50 is 50. Next coming to 51. So again, I'm not writing. So it's ein und 50, zwei und 50, drei und 50, vier und 50, 55 is 55. Next is 56 as 56. Then it is 57, that is 57. 58 as 58. 59 as 59. And the last is 60. So for 60, the word is zexish, not zexish. We are not putting S after CH. SECHZIG. This is the spelling. Next is our 61 as ein und 60. 62 zwei und 60. 63 drei und 60. 64 vier und 60. 65 65. 66 is 66. So we are putting first 6, full 6 und 60. Next is our 67 as 67. 68 68. 69 69. And last is 70 as 70. 70, not 70. So it's same way like we have for 17 as 17. So it is 70. 70, not zish. Okay. 71 is ein und 70. 72 is zwei und 70. 73 is drei und 70. 74 is vier und 70. 75 is 75. 76 is 76. 77 is 77. 78 78. 79 79. Last is 80, which is Arxish. Arxish. Next is our 81. So for 81, it's Ein und Arxish. Then 82, Zwei und Arxish. 83, Drei und Arxish. 84, Vier und Arxish. 85, Fünf und Arxish. 86, Sechs und Arxish. 87, Sieben und Arxish. 88, Acht und Arxish. 89, Neun und Arxish. And last one is our 90. So for 90, it's Neunzig. Neunzig. Next is our 91. 91 will become Ein und Neunzig. 92, Zwei und Neunzig. 93, Drei und Neunzig. 94, Vier und Neunzig. 95, Fünf und Neunzig. 96, Sechs und Neunzig. 97, Sieben und Neunzig. 98, Acht und Neunzig. 99 is 99. And the last one is our 100. So for 100, the word is hundert. Hundert. Or we can also say it as 100. So some say 100 also, some say 100 also. So hundert is 100 and 100 is 100. 100, 100. So these were all counting from 20 to 2200, right? So try writing this. You know the formula how to use. Just break the number. If it's 63, so 60 plus 3. Last digit comes first and then the 10th digit. So it will become 63. 63. So this was all the counting part. So counting is Zahlen. Zahlen in German. So die Zahl slash die Zahlen. So this is in the plural form. Die Zahl, die Zahlen. Next, we are going to do about hobbies. Now, the article of hobby is das Hobby and the plural form is die Hobbies. Das Hobby slash die Hobbies. So we simply put S in the end. Hobbies. Das Hobby, das die Hobbies. So hobby is hobby, your free time activities, what you do in your free time. So we are going to discuss them today. So let's learn some of the hobbies today. So number one is first hobby. So if I say photography, so there are people who love to click photos. They are good at clicking photos and like photography is their hobby. So if I say my hobby is to click photos, I am a photographer. So the hobby will be fotografieren. So all these hobbies we will be doing in the verb form. So all the verbs, we are going to do this in verbs. So fotografieren, fotografieren, fotografieren. That means to click photos is fotografieren. Those who love to click photos, that means they love to do photography. To click photos is fotografieren. Next hobby is, if I say I like to sing, so to sing is again and again a hobby. So the word is singen. Singen. So we don't say it as singen, it's singen because S has the sound of Z sound. So singen. Singen is to sing. To sing. Singen is to sing. Next hobby is cooking. Cooking. So the word is kochen. Kochen. Number 3, kochen. Kochen is to cook. If you people remember that on day 1 when we were learning the alphabets, there was one example of K. I have told you kuchen. So this kuchen is cake and kochen is to cook. There is just one difference of O and U. So when you put U, it becomes cake, and when you put O, it becomes kochen, which means to cook. Next hobby is if I like to swim, so schwimmen is the hobby. So schwimmen. Schwimmen, that means to swim. To swim. Next hobby is if I love to travel. Every month I am going somewhere, so means that is traveling is my hobby. So to travel is reisen. Reisen is to travel. Reisen is to travel. So reisen. Next is, so in reisen we have ei, so it will be rai and then zen. Reisen. Next hobby is if I love to dance. So dancing is my hobby. So to dance is tanzen. Tanzen. It's not tanzen, it's tanzen. Like we have the word tanzen. So you can just pick that word. So tanzen. Tanzen. So this T has the sound of, like, it has a slight th in this. So it's tanzen, not tanzen. It's tanzen. Okay, this tanzen, the meaning is to dance. To dance. Next hobby is uh there are people who love to jog. Every morning they go to jog in the park. So jogging is also a hobby. So the word joggen, here we are not saying yoggen. So we are saying it joggen. Joggen is to jog. Next hobby is number 8, as my suppose my hobby is to listen music. I love to listen to music. So Musik hören. Musik hören. So you remember we did this when we were doing this part. I gave you an example for O umlaut as hören. So hören is to listen. So now we are using this Musik hören. Musik hören. So this is not music. This is Musik. Musik. And the meaning is to listen to music. To listen to music. So it's Musik hören. Musik hören. Next is some people also love to go to watch movies. So this is also one of the hobbies, to go to the movie hall to watch movies. So it's ins Kino gehen. Ins Kino gehen. So Kino is your cinema hall, your movie hall, your theater, and gehen is to go. So to go to watch movies. This is the actual meaning of this hobby. So in Kino gehen is to go to watch movies. So okay, the last hobby you are going to do is number 10, as so people love to chat on Instagram, on Facebook, Messenger, LinkedIn. So people love to chat. So chatting is also one of the hobbies. Chatting. So it's chatin, not chatin. We say chatin, chatin. So the meaning is to chat. So we have so far learned 10 hobbies. So one is photographieren, that means to click photos, or to, you can also write to photograph, to photograph. Next is singen, as to sing, kochen, as to cook. So all these should be in small. So all the first letters should be in small, lowercase. All the verbs are in lowercase. So here Musik is the noun. So we are choosing the verb hören. So hören is a verb. So this is in small letter. Next is kochen, as to cook, schwimmen, as to swim, reisen, as to travel, tanzen, as to dance, joggen, as to jog, Musik hören is to listen to music, ins Kino gehen, to go to watch movies, chatten, or you can also say chatten. So this is to chat. So these were the main hobbies. Now it's time to go with the questions. How to ask, what are your hobbies? What you do in your free time? And then we have to put these hobbies in our question, in our answer. So the meaning of das hobby or hobby is a normal hobby, our free time activity. So if I say the question as what you do in your free time. So for the word free time, it's Freizeit. So I am just starting with the question here. Was magst du? Was magst du in deiner Freizeit? It's deiner. EI, deiner. Freizeit. So this is the question, and the meaning is what you do in your free time. What you do in your free time. So the meaning of Freizeit is free time. Frei is free and Zeit is time. So free time. Was magst du? That means what you do. Machen is to do. The verb machen is to do. Again, this question is informal because we have put du here. If I say was machen Sie in deiner Freizeit, in again not in diner, in ihrer Freizeit means one question is, this question is uh, तुम अपनी free time में क्या कर रहे हैं, and the second question if I form that in the formal form, so आप अपने free time में क्या करते हो. So one is आप and one is तुम या फिर तू. So was magst du in deiner Freizeit? I'm writing the question for formal also. So was machen Sie in I capital in ihrer Freizeit. In ihrer Freizeit. Was machen Sie? Not Sir, Sie. These are the two ways to ask. Okay, we are now short of time, 10 minutes left. Okay, so now what you have to do is, this was one question, question number one, and how you have to write the answer. So either you can start with ich mache, or you can start with in meiner Freizeit. That means in my free time. So in meiner, mine is my, dein is you or your. So in my free time, in meiner Freizeit, and then comes the verb. So this is only one word. In meiner Freizeit is one phrase. So in meiner Freizeit, then the verb. So mache ich, that means you do, means I do. In my free time, I do. So what is your hobby now? If you say, in my free time, I sing, I cook, I swim, I travel, I dance, I jog, I listen to music, I go to the movie, yeah, I chat, I click photos. So anything you can add. So in meiner Freizeit mache ich. Singen. Singen. When I'm writing this sentence, it is like it is sounding very inappropriate when I say in my right side I do singing. So instead of writing this, we have learned that all these are verbs. So we are just putting the verb in the second position. So instead of putting machen, we are putting singen. So in meiner Freizeit singe ich gern. So this word gern is to like. Gern is to like. I'm writing the word noun here. Gern is to like. In meiner Freizeit singe ich gern. In my free time, I like to sing. We can also say in meiner Freizeit fotografiere ich gern. You just whenever you are using ish form, just put e in the last in your verb. Just end it with e. Ich singe, ich fotografiere, ich koche, ich schwimme. Just remove n. Ich reise, ich tanze, ich jogge, ich höre Musik, ich gehe ins Kino, ich chatte. So like this you can frame. Okay, the next question is if you want to ask someone, one has, okay, this will be your another topic. Okay. Next will be what are your hobbies? So first question was what you do in your free time, and the next question is what are your hobbies? So this question is it is asked sometimes in your interview also. So this part is important. So was ist dein Hobby? So this is again in the singular form. Was ist dein Hobby is what is your hobby. So you just have to write only one hobby. So you have to start with mein, M capital. Mein Hobby ist, for example, kochen. So now you can write the full verb. So mein Hobby is kochen. Or you can say mein Hobby is singen, mein Hobby is joggen, mein Hobby is chatten, mein Hobby is Musik hören. So if somebody asks you was is dein Hobby, that means you have to tell only one hobby. If someone asks you was sind deine Hobbies, this is in plural. That means you have to mention more than one hobby. It should be in plural. So this is our question number 3. And the answer is you have to start with again minor because this is in plural. So minor hobbies sind, and you have to put the verb as sind. So ist is the singular form and sind is the plural form. So minor hobbies sind, and just write down more than one hobby. So minor hobbies sind tanzen und singen, for example. If you want to add 3 hobbies, you can say minor hobbies sind tanzen, singen, chatten. Like this, you can frame. So these were the 3 ways, not like only the 2 ways. One way is in the singular form, and the second was this question was in the plural form. Now if you want to ask someone, do you have free time? Okay, some people are there, they are busy all the time, they have nothing to do. So if I want to ask like, do you have free time? So hast du. So we have done ja nein part. So let's just come to the ja nein part first. So in ja nein fragen, the rule was first comes the verb, then the subject. So is das ein Buch? Ja, das ist ein Buch. Or you can say nein, das ist kein Buch. If I say bist du Sonali? Nein, ich bin nicht Sonali, ich bin Tina. So this is the way you have to frame for ja, nein Fragen. So now I will be making, if I say hast du hobby, that means do you have a hobby? Or I can also say hast du Freizeit? Do you have free time? Has do right side. So my answer will be yeah, comma. Now what you do? If I say that do you have a hobby? आपके पास कोई hobby है? आप बोलते हो हाँ मेरे को मेरे को cooking बहुत पसंद है. So ja, ich koche gern. This is the way you have to tell. Ja, ich koche gern. So with ich, the verb ending is e. So ja, ich koche gern. Ich jogge gern. Ich tanze gern. Ich reise gern. Ich fotografiere again. So if your answer is in positive, then yeah, and then your hobby. If you are saying that no, I don't have free time, so you will simply say 9 in capital 9 comma ich habe kein hobby means I don't have hobby. So 9 ich habe kein hobby. Full stop. This is the way you are going to answer. No, I don't have any hobby. Ich habe kein hobby. So this was one question. Question number 4. As has do hobby. This will end it with a question mark. And again, we have this question. So we can have the same answers for both the question. Has do hobby or has do right side? Ja, ich koche gern. Nein, ich habe kein Hobby. And if I say no, I don't do anything in my free time, I will simply say 9, comma, ich mache. So I am just taking all the words from the first question. Was Marx do in the right side? And if the answer is I don't do anything, so 9 ich mache nichts. This will be nichts in their right side. Nein, ich mache nichts in der Freizeit. No, I don't do anything in my free time. Or if you do, then you can say, ja, ich in meiner Freizeit singe ich gern, reise ich gern, höre ich gern Musik, gehe ich gern ins Kino. So all this. So I will give you one example for these two parts. I will give for Musik hören how you can frame your answer. So you can say ja, ich, and then the verb. So the verb is hören. So we are putting höre, ja, ich höre gern Musik. So gern is like. I like to listen to music. So gern Musik. And for this part, ins Kino gehen. So ja, ich gehe gern ins Kino. So what is this in? So this is in plus das. In plus das. So the article of Kino is das. So we have just merged these two. This is your preposition in, and das is the article. So we have done like this. So we are short of time now, only like hardly 1 minute, few seconds left. So I will be sending you. Okay, so from past 2-3 days, I guess you're not receiving the recordings and Excel. So I will make sure that today I will send all these two things personally. So don't worry for that. I will do it today. Thank you, and do remember that on 15th, I will not be taking your class. So yeah.